Hey y'all. So you might be wondering, where are you? So I'm in Egypt right now, y'all. No, just kidding. I'm in my cousin's garage. Actually, I'm in Vegas right now. And if you watch my tattoo tour, you remember me telling you that I was going to Vegas to get a pretty big tattoo. And I'm super excited because it's an artist that I have been waiting for her to open her books for forever. And the moment she did, I was like, but I just wanted to give you guys a little life update because I feel like there's a lot that has happened like the past 2 weeks. Also, this is my cousin's shirt and it's super cute. I might steal it. Marina, this is mine now. Literally brought no clothes for this trip. I literally rolled out of bed, went to the airport, packed like 3 makeup brushes and a pair of underwear, and I was like, okay, I'm set. I literally brought nothing. Like, there's nothing to my name right now. Minimalistic queen or whatever. So let's start with the fact that I moved to LA. Y'all know this, I uploaded a whole video, but I don't really know if I talked to you guys much about like the reason I'm moving, which is I got accepted into fashion school. Woo! That leads me into my second thing. So this, I actually have good and like bad news. Well, I don't know if it's bad news. It's like good and bad. I don't know. Okay, let me just tell you. I'm starting a clothing line. I literally have so many designs that I want to do, and like you guys, literally since I was a child, like all I ever wanted to do was either have a clothing line or a makeup line. And right now, in the books, in the cards, it's looking like I am going to have both. Right now, I'm focusing on getting my clothing line out first because I kind of want to establish myself more in the fashion industry first. And I feel like I can make some really cool stuff with makeup and fashion because it kind of goes hand in hand, and I just have some really crazy visions that I'm really excited to share with you guys, and I'm just so excited to see it all come into fruition. And just like seriously, everything happens in divine timing. And it's like there's been so many times where I've been like, why is this manufacturing company bugging right now? Like, I don't want to work with them, but they're the only option I have. And like, I've had lots of doors closed in my face, and now I'm at a point where I'm done letting other people, other management, other companies decide what's best for me. I'm done letting other people decide what cards get dealt to me. At the end of the day, like, I am the creator of my world, and this is my world, and I'm gonna shape it, and I'm gonna make it the way I want it to be. And if everything falls into place, great. If it doesn't, that's just even more to learn from, and I'm not mad at. Like, seriously, every time that something bad would happen to me, I would always have this mindset where I'd be like, why me? Why me? Like, I feel like I'm a pretty good person. I would just always be like, why me? Like, why did this happen to me? My mindset now and more recently has been like, I am so thankful that this bad thing is happening to me, so that when I'm at a later point in my life and something similar happens, I know exactly how to handle it. Like, I am just accepting all the good and bad right now. Like, the door is open. I'm doing my best to keep the bad away, and please stay away. But if it somehow slips through the door, I'm accepting of it. I'm like not scared of bad things happening to me anymore. Like, I literally feel like I've gone through the worst shit I could already, so like, what more? And that's not like me testing the universe. Like, the universe, if you're listening, like like, please no more, but like, you know what I mean. But anyways, like, the bad news I was referring to, obviously it's not the clothing line. Like, that's great news, but unfortunately and fortunately, I left my management that I was with for like since the start of my YouTube channel, since I was 15. It was really bittersweet. There's no bad blood. All my respect and love to that woman. I just kind of am at a point where I want to take control of everything. Like, I'm just ready to grab this bitch by the balls. I don't know. I really feel like I'm just at a clean, fresh slate, and I get to reinvent myself. I get to reinvent the people in my life. Not reinvent the people in my life. Sorry. Like, have a better circle of people around me is what I'm trying to say. And I'm really loving the people that I'm starting to surround myself with and share my energy and ideas and love with and friendship. And for so long, I thought everybody deserved that for me. I thought everybody deserved my best. I thought everybody deserved my all, and that is just not the case, because I come home and I end up with nothing for myself. That energy follows you home. It's not easy to like leave a setting where you're hanging out with someone, they're being so deprecating and like just negative the whole time. It's not easy for you to like go back home and be like, I love my life. Like, oh yes, like, no. And the more I'm hanging out with like-minded people, and the more I'm hanging out with people who are at the same like mindset as me currently, or like are trying to work towards the same thing, the more I'm realizing like, holy fuck, like the people I've been allowing around me, like I am disrespecting myself, like straight up. This is self-disrespect. And I really had to sit down with myself and like really create some strong self boundaries and be like, listen, if you want all these things to happen in your future, if you want a clothing line, if you want a makeup line, if you want whatever the hell you want, you are not going to get those things with the people around you. And that is just that. And unfortunately, that meant cutting off a lot of people that I really love and were really close to my heart. I have to start choosing myself. I haven't been choosing myself my whole life, and I'm starting to get sick and tired of my own shit, you know? A lot of the times I would always think like, why do my friends, why do my relationships always just take and take and take from me? And like, why do I always get left with nothing? Like, and I realize it's because, girl, man is man. People are people. Like, people are gonna keep taking and taking and taking because you keep giving. Ain't nobody gonna stop taking when you are just giving and giving with nothing, with expecting nothing in return. And that was the hardest part to accept, is like realizing who those people are. It's literally just so crazy how everything did a whole 360 when I sat down and said, I'm not gonna accept this for myself anymore. Like, I love myself too much. I always say I love myself. I always say I'm a bad bitch. Bitch, you're straight up lying to yourself. Like, no, you're not. And you don't love yourself. Like, set some boundaries and stick to them, girl. Like, at this point, it's getting embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed for myself. Like, I truly just have so much love for everyone, and letting people go is, like, probably the hardest thing I had to do and force myself to do, because as much as I hate to admit it, I'm kind of naive. And I hate admitting it, because growing up, like, my parents would always say, like, you're so naive, like, you trust too easily, like, you have such a good heart. And I would hate when they said that, because it made me feel like I couldn't stick up for myself, or I couldn't, I don't know. I'm trying now to step out of that mold that I grew up with, and that mold that I've kind of created of myself in my head. And I really just want to go and be the person that I'm meant to be. And I don't know who that is yet, but I'm getting there. I'm pretty proud of the person I am now, and the person I was a year ago, the person I was 2 months ago. I'll always be proud of myself. I'll always have love for a different version of myself. And right now, my goal is to just do better for all those versions of myself. I want all those versions to look at me now and be like, fuck yeah, girl. And especially being like in the entertainment industry, YouTube industry, social media industry, whatever this is called, I just feel like I'm so much more, like, obviously I'm so much more susceptible to people with bad intentions coming my way. And that is why I am that much more protective over myself now. Like, I literally have been done so dirty by people I loved so much, like, and they literally stabbed me in the back with my I watched them with my own 2 eyeballs, and I gave them excuses, and I literally will refuse that of myself now. Like, I would literally rather eat a denim jacket than make excuses for someone else's behavior. A big thing I had to learn the past 2 years was believe people when they show you who they are the very first time. And I know you hear that all the time, but seriously, please take it from me, because I've been put in so many situations where the universe clearly has shown me, look at what this person is doing. They are revealing their true colors right in front of your eyes. Right in front of your eyes. And I would sit back and watch and be like, no, that's just a bad moment. That's not a good representation of who they are. They're just having a bad day. That was just a bad moment. That was just a bad reflection of who they are. And then they would show me time and time again, and I would keep ignoring it, until the universe would literally force them out of my life. And it would always be like some big catastrophic, like horrible event, and I would just be left heartbroken and distraught and like literally like left with trauma every single time. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, there's no way that was a real situation. But recently I've been doing so good. I've truly been trying to do everything in my power to make sure this Verena and future Verena eat. Future Verena is gonna serve you the plate and then eat it right in front of you. Whoa, that sounded really fucked up. Not like that. Like, I would obviously share my food, but you know what I mean. It was like a metaphor. There's room for all of us to eat, but you know what I mean. I'm just really trying to make sure future me is set. And I just know that if 15-year-old Verena from the start of my channel were here, like, and saw everything that I was doing, like, she would cry. Like, she would cry of happiness. And that is, like, the only thing that I do all of this for, is, like, truly 15-year-old Verena. Like, I owe everything to that bitch. And when I was 15 and I first like got brought into YouTube and like started getting followers, like, I was instantly surrounded by so many people that saw me as a cash grab, and I didn't even realize it. And I thought like these were all like amazing, genuine people, and I was like making so many cool new connections. No, girl, no, you've got a big storm coming. And there's lots of times where I've been played in so many different ways, like people taking advantage of me in several different ways just because I didn't know any better, and I was too trusting, and I was too naive, unfortunately. Something really bad happened to me like a year ago, a year and a half ago, maybe, I don't know, time's blurry. I truly believe that bad thing would have never happened if I was never on social media. This person definitely wouldn't have been in my life if it weren't for social media. Just feel like I have so much to make up to little Verena. I feel guilty, and I shouldn't, because it wasn't my fault, and I'm literally like essentially like victim blaming my younger self. And I never blame my younger self. Like, she didn't know any better. Like, she was just acting out of pure love and good intentions, and that's what normal loving people do, and I should never feel bad about loving or anything like that. So I hate that I still blame myself for it sometimes, but I just think back to that time period of my life, and I tell myself, man, Verena, like, you have to do everything in your power to make up lost time for that version of you. It's such like a heavy feeling on my chest talking about this, like going back to this time. Like, I don't know, I guess the best thing to take from my whole little rant is don't let bad people take the good away from you. Because for a long time I was like, well, maybe if I was a bitch, maybe if I stood my ground better, like, I wouldn't have been put in that position. No, and even if I become a raging bitch now, that's not who I am. Be so upset to know that also took the best part of me away from me, and I refuse to let that happen. I truly think one of my best qualities is my empathy and my heart, and I know that's so cheesy. That is what I am most proud of myself out of everything. I have a lot to be proud of myself for. I really do, and I don't see these things as achievements. Like, this is gonna sound really fucking, like, maybe spoiled. I don't know. No, I'm not spoiled, bitch. Like, I worked for this myself. I bought it myself. But, like, the fact that I'm 18 and I have my own apartment in LA, and, like, I have a Tesla that I pay for myself. Like, even that, wrapping my mind around that is, like, what the fuck? It's crazy, and I'm so blessed. But at the same time, like, what the hell? Like, like, how did this happen? But that's not even what I'm most proud of. I could really, like, not care less about the material items, because at the end of the day, bitch, I'm not getting buried in my Tesla. Like, I'm getting buried in my blood, bones, and heart, and my soul will rest easy. What are people gonna remember you by, you know? And that's why I, like, promise myself, like, do not let bad people take the good out of you, because I've still got so much love to give. I've still got so much love to give, especially to myself. And like little ways I do that are like, I noticed when I would like be driving around with my friends, we would be blasting music and like the windows down. I would drop them off and I would roll the windows up and lower the volume. And then I was like, no, the fun isn't over. Like, bitch, you are yourself. Like, you are a presence in your own presence. You are your own company. So I started rolling the windows back down, blasting my music, and I would just always think of like, oh my gosh, what would 14-year-old Rena do if she was driving like right now? She would be blasting One Direction with the windows down, screaming that shit at the top of her lungs. So that is exactly what I would do at least once a week. It's very healing. I don't know if you guys can relate to anything I've said at all in this whole video. Please do some inner child healing. I'm still working on it and I'm getting there and I'm doing a lot better, but it's so cold in here. Holy shit. I forgot what I was saying. It'll come back to me. Let me just sit here for a minute. Rambling, and I really could talk about this shit for hours. I really could. It's been 45 minutes of uncut footage right now. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but it feels really nice to just sit down and talk. And honestly, you guys, you should do it too. Like, on some real shit. Like, you don't need to be a YouTuber to set up your phone and fucking talk. Like, it's really healing. It's really therapeutic. But there's definitely a lot more bad people that I've encountered than good. It made me, like, lose motivation because I felt like you had to be a bad person to be successful in the entertainment industry. I have been done so dirty by so many people in the entertainment industry that I used to call my close friends, and I'd be like, damn, so it's like that, like for some clicks, for some views, like. And so that's why I was like really off YouTube for a while. And like I said in one of my old videos, like, I realized I don't have to be around these people to do good. Like, I don't know, I was stuck in that frame of thinking, like, I'm stuck in that position, like, I can't do shit unless I'm around these people, and that's just not the case. And I think I was also just, like, struggling with it because it's really hard to find good, genuine friendships through social media, first of all, with other social media influencers, second, and third, it's really hard to find friends that aren't doing social media as a job because they look at you. Not all the time. I have a few really good friends that have nothing to do with social media, and they are my closest friends. But a lot of the times my luck isn't so great. Like, I'll hang out with someone and they'll like sneakily like pretend this is a phone, okay? The whole time with me, you know? Like, there's no like substance in trying to get to know each other, like trying to form a friendship. Like, it's literally just like and this goes for like some influencer friendships too, like, shit, I can't get a moment of peace, like, can we just chill for a minute? Or some people like ask me like really invading questions that you wouldn't ask someone, like, and I think it's just the fact that like people think like I post my life so I can just talk about anything and everything, and no, like, I'm still a person. I have things that I would like to keep off the internet, you know. I don't know. Being an influencer takes away from your humanity. For sure. 100%. And I'm not even that big. It's sad. It's really sad because now I feel like I have to, like, question people's intentions 150 times before I can be like, okay, maybe they do genuinely like me as a person and they aren't just trying to be friends with me because they think they can get something out of me. I hate that that's how my mind works. It's so draining, constantly having to question people's intentions in my head. But I just can't afford to be done dirty anymore, y'all. Like, I just can't do it. Life is just weird right now. Like, everything's so new and fresh. I'm freshly under no management, freshly under no agency. I'm freshly single. I'm freshly cut off most of my friends, old friends, and I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. And I really love challenging myself, and I love making myself feel uncomfortable, because when I am uncomfortable, I know I'm doing something right, and I know that I'm stepping out of some sort of conformity that I've created for myself in my head. I'm at a crazy transitional phase in my life right now, y'all. I used to look at some girls and be like, wow, they are so put together and they just seem like they know exactly what they want out of life, when in reality they really didn't. It wasn't a facade or like a ruse or like a fake persona they were putting on. It was just the confidence, a type of strong presence where you knew this bitch is not a force to be reckoned with. And I would always be like, damn, like I'm trying to get like you, my boy. Like I can literally start to feel that energy forming inside of myself, and it's so validating. Like, yes, bitch, I knew you had it in you. I knew you had it in you. You just needed to take the steps. Everything happens for a reason, and if it's not what I want that I end up getting, I know whatever I get is meant to work out for me in a better way than this would. I feel like this video is like really rambled and scambled and what does that even mean? Yeah, I just feel like this whole video is really scrambled and my thoughts are all over the place, but I just really like sitting down and talking to you guys. And anyways, I'm getting my tattoo tomorrow. So this video, I'm recording this Wednesday, it's going up Thursday. So it's going up Thursday at 12:30 and my tattoo appointment is at 3. So I still won't even have my tattoo by the time you're watching this, probably. I don't know if I should post my tattoo or wait until my next YouTube video to show y'all, but I'm super excited. I'm so excited. Before I go, I know like you hear this from a lot of creators too, but like I'm seriously so thankful for you guys. Like I think about it every day, is like, why me? And this time it's the good why me. Like, why me? Like, how did I get so lucky? I literally have like a community of people that like me and like look forward to my videos every Thursday. Like that in itself is insane. And then we have people who DM me like every other day, like, hey, I love you, have a good day, hey, I'm thinking about you, hey, like you popped up in my dream, like it's just crazy. Like have people from all over the world that share my same vibe, share my same energy, and that's what makes them attracted to watching my videos. And that's another thing I love, is that, bitch, I will scroll through my comments, I'll scroll through my followers, and you're all bad bitches, and it's just so good to see that I'm attracting the right audience. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much for everything. Everything I have is because of you. Everything I'm working on right now is because of you. You built Rome in a day. That was you. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, everything at Verena Said. And you're watching Disney Channel.